Fishy Follies, a hilarious deep dive into the depths of Finding Nemo's inconsistencies, extended edition. Ahoy, dear listener! Fasten your snorkels and prepare to embark on an extended side-splitting journey through the underwater world of Finding Nemo, the 2003 Pixar classic that has delighted audiences with its lovable characters, heartwarming story, and, of course, its fair share of amusing inconsistencies. First and foremost, let's address the elephant, or rather, the fish, in the room. How on earth does Marlin, a small clownfish, manage to traverse the vast ocean in search of his son, Nemo, who has a bum fin? Sure, determination and parental love are powerful motivators, but Marlin's remarkable aquatic journey seems to defy the laws of physics, biology, and common sense. Speaking of Marlin, let's take a moment to appreciate the irony of his choice of home, a sea anemone. While clownfish are known to be immune to the anemone's stinging tentacles, it's quite hilarious that a character so obsessed with safety would choose to live in such a dangerous environment. It's like an overprotective parent building their home in a lion's den. Moving on, we must discuss the film's most iconic character, Dory, the lovable, absent-minded regal blue tang with short-term memory loss. While her forgetfulness makes for some fantastic comedic moments, one can't help but wonder how she's managed to survive in the treacherous ocean without becoming fish food. In the real world, a memory-challenged fish would likely end up as a tasty snack for a passing predator. But, then again, where's the fun in that? And let's not forget the motley crew of characters that Marlin and Dory encounter on their quest, from a vegetarian shark support group to a surfer dude sea turtle. While these characters add to the film's charm, one must question the likelihood of such a diverse array of sea creatures banding together for a common goal. It's as if the ocean floor were transformed into a whimsical Disney theme park, where species barriers no longer apply, and everyone gets along swimmingly, pun intended. Another amusing aspect of the film is the Great Barrier Reef's vibrant depiction. While the real-world reef is a natural wonder, Finding Nemo's colorful and bustling interpretation takes artistic license to a whole new level. Apparently, Pixar's oceanographers decided to throw realism to the wind and fill the reef with a dazzling array of neon colors and outlandish creatures. Furthermore, let's examine the tank gang, Nemo's fellow captives in the dentist's aquarium. Not only is the tank's ecosystem a hilarious oversimplification of aquatic life, but the film also portrays the fish as capable of complex planning and engineering. They devise an elaborate scheme to break out of the tank using a pebble and a plastic bag, demonstrating impressive problem-solving skills for creatures with brains the size of a pea. Speaking of unlikely friendships, let's take a moment to ponder the logistics of the film's climactic escape scene, where Nemo and his tank mates band together to roll their plastic bags across a busy street. Ignoring the sheer improbability of this feat, one must question how the fish manage to breathe while encased in plastic bags with limited oxygen. Perhaps these fish have evolved to breathe through sheer willpower and determination? In addition to the peculiarities mentioned above, let's not forget about the infamous shark bait initiation scene. While it's a fun and memorable part of the movie, the idea of fish forming a secret society with rituals and initiations is just downright bizarre. It's also worth noting the curious portrayal of seagulls in Finding Nemo. These birds are depicted as mindless, squawking creatures that can only utter the word mine. While seagulls can certainly be a nuisance, Pixar's portrayal is a hilarious exaggeration that borders on the absurd. It's as if they decided to create the avian equivalent of mindless zombies, constantly seeking their next fishing meal. And then there's the depiction of the dentist's office, which is curiously fish-themed, from the paintings on the walls to the various fish-related paraphernalia scattered throughout the room. It's almost as if the dentist is secretly obsessed with marine life, which raises the question, is he a dentist by day and an amateur marine biologist by night? Or perhaps he's just a man with a peculiar decorating sense. Another peculiar detail is the presence of the East Australian Current, EAC, which is presented as a kind of underwater freeway for aquatic life, complete with its own traffic rules and etiquette. While the real EAC is indeed a powerful ocean current, the idea of fish using it as a convenient means of transportation is an amusing stretch of the imagination. And who could forget the scene where Marlin and Dory encounter a group of jellyfish, which leads to a harrowing race through the stinging tentacles? While the sequence is visually stunning and adrenaline pumping, it's also patently ridiculous. The idea that a small clownfish in blue tang could somehow navigate a veritable minefield of deadly stingers without being instantly paralyzed is both ludicrous and laughable. Lastly, let's address the film's heartwarming conclusion, where Marlin and Nemo are finally reunited, and the tank gang successfully escapes into the open ocean. While it's a satisfying and uplifting ending, one can't help but wonder about the long-term implications of these events. Are we to believe that the tank fish, who have spent their entire lives in captivity, can seamlessly adapt to life in the wild? And what about Marlin and Nemo? Have their harrowing adventures truly prepared them for the myriad dangers that await in the open ocean? On the topic of peculiar characters, we can't overlook the enigmatic Bruce, a great white shark who has taken up the cause of becoming a vegetarian, or at least, a fish-free diet, along with his fellow sharks, Anchor and Chum. The support group they formed, Fish Are Friends, Not Food, is an ironic and hilarious concept. It's as if Pixar decided to create an AA meeting for carnivorous sea creatures trying to defy millions of years of evolutionary instincts. While their determination to change their ways is admirable, one can't help but wonder how they managed to resist their primal urges for so long. Another noteworthy aspect of Finding Nemo is the portrayal of the aquarium as a sort of underwater prison. The tank gang, led by the wise and battle-scarred Moorish idol, Gil, concocts an elaborate and improbable escape plan involving plastic bags and a precarious journey across a busy street. The entire premise is so outlandish that it's impossible not to laugh at the sheer audacity of it all. Moreover, the fact that the escape plan relies on the short-term memory loss of a tank cleaner, which resets every week, adds another layer of ridiculousness to the mix. As Marlin and Dory journey through the ocean, they also encounter a school of silver fish with a peculiar talent. They can create various shapes and objects by swimming in a synchronized manner. Although this ability is visually impressive and serves as a handy plot device, it's yet another example of the film's penchant for bending the laws of nature in the name of entertainment. Realistically, how could a school of fish possibly coordinate such complex formations, let alone understand the concept of a map or an arrow? Furthermore, it's worth noting the film's depiction of the fishing industry, which is presented as a menacing and callous force lurking in the background. At various points in the movie, we see fishing nets and trawlers swooping in to capture schools of fish, causing chaos and panic in their wake. While it's true that overfishing is a genuine concern, Finding Nemo's portrayal of the issue is both simplistic and exaggerated. It's as if the filmmakers decided to create a cartoonish villain for the ocean world, complete with ominous music and dramatic close-ups. In conclusion, Finding Nemo is a delightful, heartwarming film that has entertained audiences for nearly 2 decades. But as we've explored in this extended deep dive, the movie is also rife with amusing inconsistencies, logical leaps, and hilarious absurdities. So the next time you're watching this beloved Pixar classic, take a moment to chuckle at the fishy follies and appreciate the film's unique blend of humor and heart. And remember, fish may be friends, not food, but it doesn't mean their stories can't be delightfully ridiculous. Thanks for sticking around until the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't.